I mean, they had cocaine and cola, right?
He's kind of right. There's overlap. 1920 to 1933.
To 33.
Oh, okay. Man, that was what a crazy time for them to just be like, hey, no more of this. Do you know how many Irish people we had in the country? Do you know how, like, can you, like,
No.
they must have, like threatened to burn down city halls all across the nation.
When you hear things like this, it makes you realize why old people call us pussies.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because they're assholes.
Yeah.
I've lived through more world-changing events than they can even shake a stick at, and they don't know their email address. Get the fuck out of here with that. You went through one war and you didn't have to fight in it, old lady. What do you stay at home and flick your bean while you blew some draft dodging coward with a limp? Get out of here. I don't care about your old timey stories. What you fought in Vietnam? I don't care. Like, our generation fought in like 3 goddamn wars, and they poisoned us in every one of them, and then we lost every one of them. And
we lost every one of them. Dude, we are our franchise is going through a dry spell right now. But all we need is one more chance at the cup.
We just need one star to turn us around.
Yeah, exactly. We just need one victory.
We're one player away from winning this thing.
I watched Trump today in the Oval Office. He did an hour and a fucking half with the UN Secretary General. And he said, we've got 200. He said, we got a lot of troops in Greenland already. Might send a lot more soon.
He's so funny.
Greenland?
To Greenland, to annex it. Yes. He's worried about the Chinese and Russian flights over the Arctic.
Did you hear him today talking about how Canada would be the best state and he would let them keep the national anthem?
Yeah, I did read that.
Oh, that's a kindness.
Well, no,
he said they could still sing it.
No,
he
go big.
Not only did he say that, I saw that article. He said they could still sing they do that. They could keep their flag as sort of a state flag, and he would only deflower their brides for the first month of the statehood. Prima nocta.
We're bringing back prima nocta.
I mean, this all dude.
I'm gonna fuck a lot of young girls. Your girlfriend, I'm fucking her.
You gotta breathe the French out. It's the only way.
Yeah. No, but if we that's ridiculous. We let them keep their own song. What are we gonna let them keep the Queen on money? Is that what we're doing now?
Well, I mean, it would be a giant state, for God's sakes.
Way too big for one
state.
Bunch
of them.
How big is it really?
It's huge.
Bigger
the
than
Mercator projection messes me up.
Oh yeah, do square miles. Compare it to the lower 48. Like that'll tell us right away. How many square miles is the lower 48? How many square miles is Canada? And then we're solid.
We get a lot. Well, I mean, don't deprive us of Alaska. Like, that's a lot.
But I can't imagine how big Alaska is either, because it's so goddamn big. So including it throws any comparison I can actually do in my brain off.
Actually, let me see.
It's slightly larger according to Zach. Canada's got 3.
Slightly larger. Thanks for the specificity.
I was gonna read the fucking number.
Zach, can you show this website and drag
square
Canada
meter over here?
Canada. Can you show that website and drag Canada onto America?
No, you drag us onto Canada.
Yeah, you drag.
Either way is good.
America's a top.
You could probably do both. I don't know. You just
Look at
enter
Florida.
the word
what do you
Canada,
think that is?
and then you'll be able to drag it around.
You think that's a pseudo penis?
Nope, that's a hyena clit, idiot.
Thank
no,
you.
that's a cock. Florida is a cock, and you know it.
Cock.
I've messed around with the same site, Woody. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a little eye-opening sometimes.
It really shows like the U.S. is a fucking huge country. But then if you drag us over Russia, it's like, fuck, they're not just a little bigger.
I think you need a different map that shows average yearly temperature as well, or maybe that just overlays roads so that you would see that Siberia is a worthless place.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to hang out in Siberia.
Like you could slice off a third of Russia that no one lives there. Because you did the same for Alaska.
There's a huge part of Canada that does not have a ton of people in it.
Yeah, if you look at where the population is, it's within 200 miles of the border.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mostly.
Very few of them.
That's where the concentration is. So
I've
seen some of those maps too. No, the whole thing is interesting. I feel bad for Canadians who are caught in the middle of the nonsense. But I see numbers on both sides that upset me. So I hope that they get to the bottom of it.
Numbers
Then
are the
everybody's.
Canadians doing that upset you? Help me understand.
Oh, I should make a
Stanley
goddamn.
Cups.
Oh, I didn't mean to like pop quiz you in front of everyone.
No. It was the cheese thing you explained well. There was a thing about dairy, but just I think there was something about about cars that didn't make any
The
sense.
car thing, I don't know. The dairy
Something about
thing,
banking too. Something about keeping our banking institutions out.
No, American
I don't
banks
know
do
about that
business in Canada.
But I don't.
Mhm.
I don't.
I know that Canada protects its dairy farmers, and
Yeah.
that's cheese, that's milk, and that's some other things too. But America subsidizes its dairy farmers. So non-subsidized farmers can't compete on price. So like they get to sell out their stuff before, and then the tariffs drop after they provide enough. It's complicated and it's nuanced. And anytime you're explaining nuance, you're losing.
The thing that's why the Trump administration is so smart. Clearly, what they want is
The
for all
fentanyl.
the deals to go their way. No, not the fentanyl.
Yeah.
Fentanyl's the red herring
No,
that you
Canada's
wave
fentanyl is the problem, Kyle. I've listened to it from the horse's mouth himself.
and that
No,
is
it's because their fentanyl
That's
is so
a smart move.
powerful
Because
compared to
because
Chinese.
because you can fucking put that on TV and you can show me a picture of it and you can show me statistics of dead Americans with that. But what you can't do is say, well, 2.5% interest over here on this import of specific kinds of aluminum. It's the high quality aluminum. You see, Saskatchewan, it gets nitty gritty, economic, and boring. But if he just says they're sending poison in, they're sending killers in, and we're not going to stand for it because I'm here for America, you're like, holy shit, I'm for America too, and you're down for.
When you
for
base
going to
your
war with
argument on
Canadians.
easily disprovable lies, you're not winning me over. Now you might win some people over.
Well,
but not
he's-
me.
clearly,
He's got the majority though. That's all he needs. I
He
agree with
doesn't
you.
have the majority on this topic, and the least
Which one?
popular president in the history of America for the last 70 years is Trump's first term, and the second least popular is his second term.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because you have to look at Biden's start, which was actually pretty strong to compare it fairly. Biden ended poorly, but we can't compare the end of Trump's.
None of that
second term.
matters.
do you think Biden knows that he's not president anymore?
There's a
not
non-zero
100%
chance
sure.
that he doesn't.
That.
Yeah.
That. There's
Yeah,
a
I won't
non-zero
defend
chance
him.
that he doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's
What are we doing today?
Look, there's no defending, there's no defending Biden at all. I've soured on Biden what little sweetness I had on him. You know, someone said something interesting. They're like, you notice Hunter Biden's not getting hired to any boards of companies lately. No one wants his vast amount of experience, expertise, and genius out there in the world. They used to pay it just hand over fist, just trying to get him and hire him, but no longer. That whole Ukrainian thing is weird, and the fact that we are now embroiled in the Ukrainian war, like having that Biden-Ukraine thing from 8-10 years ago or whatever, that looks weird to me. That'd be a good conspiracy theory for you to do, Taylor, to just because I think there's meat on them bones. That there's that the whole email where I think someone was emailing someone from Ukraine, and there was some quid pro quo, and they were mentioning
10% for the big guy.
The big guy needed to get paid off, and it's like, who's the
That's
big
so
guy?
funny. They just lied and were like, "There's nothing to this."
Who's the big guy?
Our politicians definitely aren't bad. By the way, I looked
Trump
up
Jr. did the exact same thing.
I looked up presidential approval ratings.
But you're not in good company if you're comparing yourself to the Trump family. But
George W. Bush
shouldn't be written off, right? We've talked about Hunter Biden and how he obviously is not an expert in Ukrainian energy again and again and again. Everyone's been talking about it for the last 6 years, maybe. And it is bullshit. I'm not defending it. It's obviously corrupt. This guy is not qualified to help Ukrainian energy companies. We all know he was paid so they would get access to his father.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump Jr. is not an expert in technology. Yet he's been hired by Blink RX, and his mission is it's a tech company. And they hired Donald Trump Jr. and they put him on the board and they're paying him. Donald Trump Jr. doesn't know fuck all.
But what's the next part where it becomes criminal?
And how much money did Ivanka
What's the next part where it comes criminal, though?
get from the Saudis?
Say that again.
How much money did Ivanka Trump's husband get from the Saudis?
$2 billion.
Probably a lot. Yeah, this is
Jared
a Republican
Kushner?
Democrat thing. This
Look,
is like
all right.
all of these
Listen,
people.
dude,
That's where I see some difference.
I
because
will say, as a Jew, I bet you Jared's good with his money, but I'm not sure he would have gotten the $2 bill without the intro and the fucking on the
Dude, I
wrist.
bet he used some of those negotiation skills. And they went in there thinking they were going to give him like 800 million. He walked out with $2 bill.
You know how those
A clean
things pull
$2 bill, a great negotiator. That's probably true. They thought they were going to out negotiate a Jewish guy who walked in, and they walked out, and he's like, "We just got taken for a ride." Like just poor.
Good accent, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
The
I looked up,
Greenland
by the
thing-
way, the approval rating thing. That's not George Bush. Both George Bushes had lower approval rating. Jimmy Carter had lower approval rating. Richard
Are you
Nixon.
just doing their low peak, or
This is
over
highest
time?
approval, lowest approval, highest
Right.
disapproval, lowest
Do you
disapproval.
all remember how unpopular Bush Jr. was on his way out? I
a
mean,
little bit.
Oh
yeah.
man, everybody hated Truman. This guy's
it was rough.
It was rough, and then Obama was there waiting in the wings,
Yeah.
all charismatic
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
intelligent
Yeah.
and well spoken.
Yeah.
What is that racist shit Biden said about him at the time? He's a well spoken kid. Looks clean.
Articulate.
Yeah.
he
He
said
said
some-
it's
first time I saw him walk into the office, I said, somebody call security. And then he started talking. I said, this guy isn't as bad as the rest of them.
I said that boy knows a thing or two.
That boy knows it. Yeah, dude. I wish we could have got like senile Biden up there more. Just like like I never wanted to hear Biden talk more than after that presidential debate. It's like put him on stage, let him talk, let him tell us.
Honestly, as somebody who loves his grandparents, I was like, dude, get this guy off the fucking screen.
Mhm.
As soon as we saw him fall off the bike, I'm like, I don't need to see any more.
The bike I'm okay with. Woody explained the bike to me. Woody comes from a family of bikers, and he's done a lot of biking. And apparently, you got special shoes with that kind of bike that like peg into your foot peg.
They click in.
Yeah, they
So
click
you
in.
a cyclist pulls up on the pedals on the upstroke and pulls down on the other, and you pedal all the way around.
Yeah.
So you either have toe clips where your foot fits into a clip and then you can pull up on it, or a specialized shoe, and underneath it is a clip that like you press really hard and it snaps in. But to get out, you have to twist your foot sideways instead of just lifting it. And even I, as like a pretty athletic 17-year-old, would tip over sometimes.
okay.
It happens.
So you got to
Yeah.
ask yourself the question. You see your husband's heading out the door to do his press thing, and he's going to do a little biking today. Hey, you look pretty good in that biking suit. You've kept your figure at 70, sir. 80, actually.
Sir.
Fuck. She calls her husband sir. It's an old time. She was born in the 20s.
Okay.
He calls her doctor.
And then he goes to put on his Clippy shoes. Like, don't you say, oh my God, what are you thinking? Put on your New Balance. You don't want to lose your footing out there. And hey, you're going to set a record today. We know you had some good times back in the day. Today,
Who the hell are you? How'd you get into my house?
And what? How did they let him go out the door in like pro cycling shoes that clip in and can be awkward to use? You know, like if I were going to do a press thing and I was going to be on ice skates, I'd want them to make them blades fat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be on some. I'd want to.
That would make it so much harder.
But I will tell you one thing I love. One thing I
No,
love about
maybe
Biden.
this wide, Taylor.
One thing I do love about Biden, he seems like the kind of dude, if someone's like, can you do this? He's like, fuck yeah, I can do that. No matter what it is, he seems like the kind of dude who's always been like, yeah, I can
Just
fucking
confident. You know what
Yeah.
I liked? My favorite thing about Biden is every so often he would start a sentence or an address or like an answer. We'd be like, hey, listen here, Jack. Like where he would call people
Mhm.
Jack. And I loved that. That was my just
Yeah.
far and away top favorite thing about
Toward
Joe
the
Biden.
end, he wanted to reassure you. He wanted to assure you that what he was saying was not hyperbole. I'm serious. I mean it. It's not hyperbole. Like he would over and over, he would hammer home those three phrases. Like he was really worried that people weren't going to take him seriously or something. I'm serious. I mean it. Not hyperbole. I mean the word. Oh,
Yeah,
it
he was funny. Big shout out, friend of the show.
Look, he couldn't
Joe
shoot a car
Biden.
commercial. I'll tell you that.
No. Oh, by the way, I
Mhm.
looked up the job approval thing. It's initial approval ratings and disapproval ratings, and Trump does have the worst and second worst.
Oh, initial approval rating.
yeah, that's the.
Oh, that's kind of a
it's
weird
initial.
metric to look
Woody,
at.
what was the worst? What was it in the first term?
In the first term, his approval was 45 and his disapproval was 48. In the second term, which is kind of current, his initial is 47 approve and 48 disapprove. The next worst one is Biden, and then after that, it's Bill Clinton. Maybe it's hard to rank them.
Did you say jobs approval rating or overall?
Initial job approval ratings of elected U.S. presidents from 1953 forward.
I would be okay with comparing them through their terms to this point, like everyone's 53rd day, etc.
Yeah, right. It's hard to compare Trump's current term, especially because
this is a very unique thing he's doing, because this will be his last term, and he doesn't matter. I don't think he cares about midterms, other than like he might lose his ability to. I guess he does care about midterms. He certainly doesn't care about re-election and how popular he's going to be. I don't think.
I bet he would if he was younger. He
seems fairly serious about Greenland. He really does. He keeps. Dude. He brought it up today to the UN Secretary General. Yeah. He's like, we might need to get NATO involved on this, and he's like, well, NATO wouldn't want to get it. That guy is a fucking diplomat. All right, he's a top 1% of 1% intelligence fucking global diplomat, UN Secretary General. As you can imagine, he would be. Oh, very diplomatic answer. Oh, well, NATO would never be involved with this and this because of its blah 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 blah. You are completely right, Mr. President, that the Arctic security is vital. And the Chinese overflies and the Russians in that area, that we need to secure that region of the planet. It's vital to NATO security. It's vital to world peace. It's like, oh man, what a great answer! You complimented him while telling him no. It was perfect.
My Trump decoder ring doesn't work for shit. I thought his 25% tariffs was just an initial high starting point. You know, you don't negotiate yourself. If you're trying to buy a car for $5,000, you don't come in at 4, right? Well, I guess you do. I said it fucked up. Yeah. But you don't come in at 6, right? No art of the deal over here. But then it turns out he actually levies 25% tariffs. Yeah. Like he actually did it. He started a trade war with our closest ally. I could go on and on. But when Trump says something and then you sane wash it, finds out that sane washing was off target. He meant what he said oftentimes.
I do want to say on the tariff thing. I think he was hoping that there wouldn't be a trade war, that they would just buckle or they would negotiate and there would never actually be